April is Donate Life Month, a time to raise awareness about the life-saving impact of organ donation. Here in our community, people will have a chance to learn more at a free event happening soon at West Farms Mall. Joining us today is Kari Rancourt, Living Donor Transplant Coordinator at Hartford Healthcare. Hi, Kari. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Let's start with this, Kari. Why is organ donation so important? And especially, how does it impact people that are waiting for transplants? This is, I can imagine, such a tough, uncertain time for them.
Absolutely. Organ donation is incredibly important because nationwide there's over 108,000 people waiting for a life-saving organ transplant. Or to put that in other terms, we're all still reeling from that Yukon win. It would take about 10 Gampel pavilions to fill the national waiting list. And over 1,000 of those individuals are waiting right here in Connecticut. And, just like you said, very uncertain and waiting on that gift of life.
You really put that into perspective for us. Typically, Kari, what is the average wait time for an organ transplant?
Because of the organ shortage, it can take several years. And unfortunately, in that waiting time, on average, about 13 people die every day while waiting. So, the need is very great out there for sure.
Yeah, I can tell from what you're saying, it is a great need. Let's talk about some common myths about organ donation that hope to clear up some, concerns that people might have about this whole process.
Absolutely. Thank you for asking that. One of the most harmful myths that I often hear is that people seem to think that if you're registered as an organ donor, that the teams will not take good care of you in the hospital so that they can turn you into an organ donor. But that is just simply not true at all. The medical team's first priority is to save your life. And in fact, they don't usually even know if you're registered as an organ donor or not. But another one I often hear from folks is, that you can only become an organ donor after death. But in reality, a lot of people are actually able to become living kidney donors, while they're still alive and healthy, and it shouldn't impact, the quality or length of life after donation.
Okay, thank you for clearing that up. That's really good to know. If somebody is interested in becoming a donor, signing up for this process, what can they do? And quickly, can you also touch on your event happening at West Farms?
Absolutely. So if somebody is interested in just registering as an organ donor, I would recommend going to donatelifect.org to join the registry. But if you're interested in learning more about living donation, you can always go to hartfordhospital.org/livingdonation or call our team directly to talk to one of our coordinators and ask questions. And next week, we will be hosting a free event at West Farms Mall, where myself and my partner will be there to answer questions, hopefully bust some more of those myths, and help encourage people to celebrate Donate Life Month with us.
Wonderful. Kari, thank you so much for coming on the show today to talk about this extremely important topic.
You're welcome, and thank you for having me.
Thank you. Have a fantastic day.